DETV News is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Tonight, an alarming report on drug overdoses here in Delaware reveals a strong link to the criminal justice system. Plus, veterans and their families have a chance to get screened for toxic exposure. We'll tell you more. And calling all hip-hop enthusiasts, the Hip Hop Cultural Summit is coming right back here to Wilmington, featuring rap legend Flava Flav. Those details and much more coming up tonight on DETV News. Good evening and welcome to this DETV News Brief for Wednesday, September 18th. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks so much for being with us this evening. Let's take a look at what's making headlines today across the first state. The Delaware Drug Overdose Fatality Review Commission just released a new report looking at 148 out of the 515 fatal overdoses in the year 2021. Now, most deaths in New Castle County almost involved 95% fentanyl. The average person who overdosed was a 42-year-old single white male, they say, working in the construction field. The report shows that many of these overdoses involve people in the criminal justice system. They say about 38% had been incarcerated, mostly for less than 1 year, and a lot of them overdosed within 3 months of being released. So the commission is recommending better reentry programs to help these folks when they get out, like providing more support and access to treatment instead of punishment for failed drug tests. They're also pushing for what they're calling a housing-first approach, since almost half of the people who overdosed did not have stable housing. This would give people a place to live without requiring sobriety first. If you or someone you know needs help, you can call the Delaware Hope Line at 833-9-HOPE-DE, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988, or the SAM-HSA National Helpline. That number is 1-800-662-HELP. Moving on now, a 14-year-old boy down from Felton died earlier Tuesday morning when a Ford F-150 overturned near Felton. Delaware State Police say a 19-year-old woman, also from Felton, was injured. The crash occurred just after 2 a.m. on Spectrum Farms Road. That's near the Maryland state border. Police say the driver apparently failed to negotiate a curve in the road, causing the truck to overturn. The boy, who was not wearing a seatbelt, was ejected and did die at the scene. His name is being withheld, pending family notification. The woman was hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. The driver fled before police arrived, and authorities are seeking that person's identity. And state police are also looking into a crash near New Castle that happened Tuesday night and left a Middletown woman dead. Around 8:30 in the evening, the 44-year-old was trying to cross Bowdoin Boulevard, that's near Southgate Boulevard, and as she was crossing, she was hit by a car and was taken to the hospital, where she was later pronounced dead. They have not released her name yet, since they, again, are still notifying her family. The driver of the car, a 22-year-old man from Wilmington, was not hurt in the accident. If anyone saw what happened or has any information, you're asked to call police. And a woman found dead in Wilmington's West Center City last week was a victim of an assault, police say. They've identified her as 44-year-old Maisha Triplett. Officers got a call shortly after 9:30 in the morning last Thursday about a death on the 700 block of Catawba Street. When they arrived, they found Triplett's body there. This is the second deadly assault in Wilmington just this month. Just over a week earlier, on September 3rd, police found 89-year-old Lenore Gonzalez Ortiz dead in her Hilltop neighborhood home. 37-year-old Cynthia Viquez has been charged in that case. If you have any information about what happened to Triplett, police are asking you to call 302-576-3961. And in a related story, prosecutors have actually upgraded charges against the 37-year-old woman in connection with the fatal assault of a Hedgeville resident earlier this month. Police discovered the body, as we said, of 89-year-old Lenore Gonzalez Ortiz in her home in the 400 block of South Jackson Street on September 3rd. Cynthia Viquez was arrested the next day, and she was initially just charged with assault. However, on this past Monday, September 16th, Authorities announced the charges against her had been upgraded following an investigation. Now, specifics of the upgraded charges were not yet immediately available. She is currently being held on $1 million cash-only bail. Authorities have not released details regarding the cause of Gonzalez-Ortiz's death. And authorities are still trying to figure out where the medical waste that's been washing upon the Delmarva coastline actually came from. It's been affecting areas all over from Lewis, Rehoboth Beach, all the way down to Chincoteague, Virginia, they say. The waste, which includes things like syringes and feminine hygiene products, first showed up on Sunday. The Maryland Department of Emergency Management is taking the lead on this. Officials down in Ocean City say they're working with the Department of Emergency Management to track down where the waste is coming from. They said they're waiting for advice from the local health department about where they need to test the water before they can fully reopen the beach. Delaware's Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control, or DENREC, said there's only been a small amount of medical waste on our beaches here in Delaware. They are working with public health officials, but have not said who's leading the investigation here in Delaware. Officials are gathering the medical waste as evidence and keeping an eye on future high tides. They're aiming to hopefully have the beach fully reopened to swimmers by this coming weekend. Staying in Sussex County, the Lewis Fire Department and Delaware Fire Prevention Commission are looking into a troubling incident involving a racial slur on the department's radio. Back last month, on August 19th, a volunteer firefighter was apparently heard using a racial slur while directing traffic at an emergency scene. The offensive comment was caught on a recording, and it's causing quite a stir online. The firefighter involved is currently suspended for 30 days and will have to undergo diversity training before returning to work. A spokesperson says the department is wrapping up its investigation and is working with the Fire Prevention Commission on the matter. The fire department is also reviewing its policies to make sure they're up to date and considering more diversity training for their members. The Delaware State Fire Commission is satisfied with the fire department's response, but they did note state oversight on firefighter misconduct is actually limited. They're calling for a review on how firefighter issues are managed at the state level. And a new survey of over 1,000 Delaware educators reveals that 1 in 5 teachers has been injured by a student, and nearly 2 in 5 have had to clear their classrooms. Teachers are losing around 6 hours of instruction time monthly due to disruptive behavior, with 60% considering leaving the profession. DSEA's Taylor Hawk called it a, quote, crisis in teacher retention and working conditions, while educators are pushing for smaller class sizes and more administrative support. The survey, conducted by Emma White Research in July, aims to spotlight how student behavior is driving teacher dissatisfaction. DSEA President Stephanie Ingram urged swift reform, saying every classroom hour matters to our students' success. And the Dewey Beach Town Council is planning to vote this coming Friday about whether to let more personnel use meters to monitor sound. Right now, police only are the ones who are trained specifically to operate these devices. This new proposal that is going to be discussed on Friday would allow any trained officer or town staff member to use these devices. Noise limits down in Dewey Beach are set to 70 dBAs from 7 in the morning to 10 at night. And then they drop down to 65 dBAs from 10 p.m. overnight to 7 in the morning. Now, for comparison, 70 dBA is like the sound of a vacuum cleaner, people say, and 65 dBA is similar to that of the noise of an air conditioner may make at 100 feet, or a conversation in a restaurant, just to give you an idea there. Now, anything over 80 dBA is generally considered unsafe for a human hearing. If you get caught breaking these noise rules, it's considered a misdemeanor charge and could cost you anywhere between $50 and over $1,100. The council's meeting starts at 3 p.m. on Friday. If you can't make it in person and you're interested, you can watch it live on their YouTube page. If they approve the change, it apparently will go into effect immediately. And veterans and their families have a chance to get checked for toxic exposure at an upcoming healthcare town hall. It's happening this Thursday evening and now down in Dover. The Wilmington Veterans Administration is holding the event from 5 to 6:30 p.m. at the American Legion Post 2. That address is 835 South Bay Road, again in Dover. There will be a quick 5 to 10 minute screening, we're told. VA officials will also be on hand to give updates on benefits, how to figure out eligibility, file claims, and talk about women's health, whole health, behavioral health, patient advocacy, and much more. The Wilmington VA has 5 community-based outpatient clinics, including ones in Dover and Georgetown, plus the main medical center in Ellesmere. Last year, we're told more than 43,000 veterans were seen at Wilmington VA facilities. That's actually a 31% jump over the last 5 years. And before we leave you tonight, the Hip Hop Cultural Summit is happening at the Delaware Art Museum in Wilmington next month. Mark your calendars, Saturday, October 26th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The free event featuring rap icon Flavor Flav will include a competitive series of battles involving emceeing, DJing, graffiti, and breakdancing, all judged by experts. The summit also offers exhibits including T. Eric Monroe's hip-hop photography, as well as a showcase from the Victrola Museum. There will also be a celebrity panel discussion on how hip-hop drives social change. Registration is required for this event. For more information, head to delart.org, or you can call 302-571-9590. Sounds like a good time. And that's going to do it for tonight's edition of DETV News. Don't forget to follow us all across your favorite social media platforms for updates on what's happening all around the great state of Delaware. And be sure to check us out on our website. That's detvch.com. And if you have a comment, question, or a news tip for us, be sure to drop us an email. That's press@detvch.com. For all of us here at DETV News, I'm Matt Ford. Have a great night. We won't be here tomorrow, but we will see you right back here next week. Take care. We don't talk about prostate cancer enough, and it's the most diagnosed form of cancer and the second most common cause of cancer death among Black men in both Delaware and the United States. Approximately 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime, but just by asking your healthcare provider if you should get a screening could help you detect prostate cancer early and save your life. So let's talk about it. Talk to your healthcare provider today about a prostate cancer screening if you are 40 years of age or older, or have a family history of prostate cancer. If you don't have insurance, or if your insurance doesn't pay for cancer screenings, Screening for Life may provide you with the screenings that you need, and Nurse Navigators make this process easier. To learn more, visit healthydelaware.org/prostate or call 211. Ask your healthcare provider about a prostate cancer screening, and you're asking for so much more.
My name is Jason Aviles, and I am the founder and owner of Fly Yogi, and I'm here to share with you some tips to be able to help fight opioid addiction. Opioid addiction is a real growing problem here in America, and I'm here to share with you some tips that you can be able to integrate into your everyday life to really fight against opioid addiction. One of the first things is redeveloping your mindset. One of the practices that I like to use daily is meditation. And what meditation does is it brings you clarity of mind, and it helps keep you grounded, and it improves your ability to make decisions that you are going to benefit from. A lot of the time we find that addiction is rooted in our mindset. It's rooted in how we think and how we perceive, and therefore how we act. So this is a really good way to help fight against that energy of addiction. The second thing is improving your lifestyle through diet and exercise. At the very root of addiction, there is substances within the body that's causing the addiction on a physical level. When we begin to introduce healthier foods, plant-based foods, we begin to remove and detox the substances that are in our body that's causing and attracting the addiction. So through incorporating more fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, and even drinking water on a daily basis, you're going to put your body in a state where it's going to be able to fight the root causes of these addictions. The second part is exercise. Exercise is good for mood. It's good for energy. It's good to increase vitality. It's good to get your heart pumping and get your blood flowing and get oxygen moving throughout the body. So through engaging in physical exercise, complemented by incorporating healthier foods, you're putting your body and your mind in a state where it does not want what's causing these things that are manifesting negatively in your life. So addiction can really be decreased by just incorporating a healthier lifestyle through diet and nutrition, exercise, and then also making sure that you're tackling the mind through mindset, through meditation.